I'm out here today playing around with my new used motorcycle. 2015 Honda NC700X. These boots ain't ideal for the controls. I wish the controls was longer on it. I like a lot of stuff about it. Don't like them tires. I was in gravel yesterday, going fairly slow. Going to get in gravel again today. I got hard cases with it. I got new crash bars on it, Corbin seat, all kinds of good stuff. A lot of storage without even any bags on it. Gas tank's under this. Got several different windshields with it. I think I'd like a lot better when I get around changing tires. I got it inspected yesterday, just had my tennis shoes on and could get the controls a lot better than with these boots on. I know which side of that cone I'm supposed to be on. I'm going on this side. I-77 up there. One thing I do on this, it's got the torque. It looks a lot like a sport bike, but it's supposed to be a cross between kind of a commuter bike and a adventure bike. Of course, the tires that's on it now prohibits that. But I shifted a lot like I do a Harley. I caught myself yesterday last time running 2,000 RPM. That windshield, I got several different heights with it. But I think it makes wind worse on my face. I think it directs it all right up on top of my face. Definitely got a better gravel suspension than the Harley did. I traded the 2006 Sportster for it. But it still ain't an off-road bike by any means. Even with these tires on it, if I go slow in gravel, I think I can catch it. It's low enough. It's been lower, which I don't particularly like. I thought he said an inch, and he's supposed to have the other dog bones to raise it back up with. He forgot to bring them. He said he'll bring them. And then the front forks have been slid down the triple tree about an inch or so. The front and back both lowered. I'm itching my leg. And the gas mileage on this, I can already tell that it's night and day difference in that and the Sportster. I probably put 65 miles on it or so yesterday. I can't remember exactly what I had on, but I know it was under 4,700. Now it's 4,700, almost 50, 47, 48. So I might have put 75, 80 on it, I don't know. But these big old clubby boots just don't fit the controls very good. I don't know why they make I understand the pegs being back, but why they make the levers so short. These bikes ain't real popular in America, United States. But in Europe and certain parts of the world they are. I think a lot of it had to do with they're meant for gas mileage. Which, I mean, kind of goes against the fact you think a gas mileage bike could be a smaller displacement, but these get the gas mileage of some bikes at smaller displacement. Supposedly. I've not put gas in it yet. I'm sure more than half the tank still running on that guy's gas. Previous owners. I need to make myself, it's just got a clock on it, check the time, that way I know how long I run a video. See dips and stuff like that on that Sportster, you had to avoid more. And I can film on this, but, and I'm not messing with the preload. It takes one of them spanner wrenches and I don't have one, so I ain't even looked to see what the setting is. The guy that I got this off of, he was significantly smaller than me. That's why it's lowered, lighter than me. The bud tree looks like a big bud. Bud Good is Mr. Big. Thought you guys won't know what movie that's from. I'm kind of paraphrasing. Go off to the right today. Another thing, you get used to certain quirks on certain bikes. I don't know what gear I should be in. Just got a gear indicator, and I don't look at it. You get used to certain quirks, like the signals on the Harley, one being on each side and self-canceling. And you gotta relearn all over again. think I run this across Lifehouse. Hadn't been that way for a while. And ain't had anything to go across it on. Never did look for gravel on the Harleys. I occasionally caught myself in it. I know that windshield takes a lot of the view away. I got a windshield that looks like it's probably a stock windshield for one of these. I think it's the one with an extension on it. I got another windshield I think it's been drilled out possibly to fit one of these. And I got what I assume is the stock windshield, a lower profile one, which is probably what I'll end up running. It'll be better for videos and keep some of the wind off my face. That extension would do it, take it right up over top of my head, I guess, but it won't in the videos. I never was big on windshields anyways. Wind on my body never seemed to bother me a whole lot. Better than on my face. I don't have a microphone in my camera. I just got a microphone. I got my camera in a case that's got a microphone on it called a media mod. With front, daggone it, had that whole square on. With front facing mic and rear facing mic, and you choose which one you want. I've got it on rear facing. Thing is, the motor lays flat in this. I don't hear it until I watch a video. And the motors in these are kind of noisy anyway. They got noisy valve train, but they're supposed to be super dependable. They're supposed to have hundreds of thousands of miles on them on certain bikes in Europe. They've been out longer in Europe, I think. But the noise comes up through here, I think, and annoys me on the videos. And part of it's where the muffler's so quiet. I did make a couple of videos yesterday and showed a friend of mine. Please don't eat me, Mr. Buzzard. But I didn't choose to post it. We're the big city of Gibbon. Road tees off here across this bridge. If I went to the left, that's Wolf Creek. I was considering that, but I think I'll go to Lighthouse. I hadn't been that way for a while. It's gravel all the way. So I'm gonna washboarded too. Might get in the center. Everybody else's tracks ain't beat it up as much. I never thought about this hill being washboarded. It always was. And the hill goes on for a ways. Right to there's a cemetery out there on the left. That's the reason I got a little patch of pavement here. Daggone, rougher than a cob. That street tire probably just skips over top of stuff that you'd run over if you had a more suitable tire on it. That was a pretty drastic little climb, considering no farther than it was. We still ain't to the top yet. This hill separates Gibbon and Rock Castle. At the bottom of the hill is Rock Castle, where we started Gibbon. I think that's the worst of it. And then preload, once I set the preload where I want it, that'll probably help with washboard some. But I ain't gonna fly on gravel either way because I want to be able to get a foot down. Might not work out, but at least you hope to be able to get a foot down and catch a bike if it tries to slide out from under you. See, that's why I wear these big clubby boots. I thought that was going to be all of it. I don't know if that translates into the camera or not, but ass end was jumping over the place. That friend of mine recommended a different muffler on this. Being so quiet, that might not be safe in traffic. That's one thing you didn't have to worry about on the Sportster. Even though it wasn't as loud as my 2002, it was still loud enough to be heard. I would call this Rock Castle now. I can tell you when the last time I was on this road. Because I remember I made a video. I think it was the day after Christmas we had a warm spell. seasonably warm. But I started that video up at this old house, Holly Brotherton place. Gonna run lots of the same roads I ran on that, I think. Kind of debate a little bit. That's old Polly Brotherton place. Been a real nice house at one time. And I always liked this house. I mean, ain't anything special about it but the front porch, or the porch, I guess you call it, a wraparound porch. That porch is nice. Be nice if somebody was in a wheelchair or something and give them some mobility. Or if you had a lot of company. We're almost down to pavement for a while. To the right. Signal was on again. Shifting like a Harley. 2,000 RPM. There's Peppermint Creek down here. Yeah. It had a sign, but I tell it now because it's got a Y in the road. I might come out that one. I ain't made up my mind yet. See, I'm tempted to shift, but I'm only going about 2,500 RPMs or a little more when I speed up some. But some of these come with automatic, which this one don't have. This just got the manual 6-speed. But when you get them in economy mode, they say it's their goal to get you in as high gear as possible for that economy. These things don't have near the red line of a sports bike. They say that's one reason they run so long. Supposed to. This red line's at 6,500, and the rev limiter kicks in. They make their torque down low, like kind of like a Harley, but not to the extreme of a Harley. Always like that sign. Tight Squeeze Road. I thought it was called Tight Squeeze Holler. I thought about going through Foster Ridge today from the side closer to home and coming out this end, but I don't particularly want to press my luck going Foster Ridge on this, not with these tires. Anyways, it turns to gravel up there a couple 100 yards, and then all through Foster Ridge is gravel, but I used to run it a lot. We're going to be on gravel for a while now either way. But I'll probably stop this stretch here probably up at the graveyard instead of the church. I like that graveyard. They tried to washboard on me some, but I was keeping my speed up, and this hill ain't as steep. Not yet, it ain't. But I don't want to push my luck and keep my speed going too fast. Still making up my mind which way to go. If I went Morrison Ridge, that'd take me on Tribble Road. Peppermint Creek would take us out to where we passed Peppermint Creek a while ago. Today's going to be the last good riding day for a while. I know I'm finicky, but I just didn't want to start scratching my paint up yet. And I've come picked up a tree, had branches, old limbs and stuff. Might not have done anything. This is in good shape, but it reminds me a lot of a Honda Navi, the looks of it. And them little black things on the side of, well, it's supposed to, I'm going to slow down because it's trying to fish, or not fishtail, what's that called? Washboard. Almost looks like somebody running something with tracks, had tracks in it. One side of this is Cane Ridge, one side Brotherton Road. There's old Mount Olive Church. Ain't had church in it for a while. Used to be able to still ring the bell in it, but I seen a ladder inside there. I hope nobody stole the bell. Maybe they just took it out. This gravel here is a lot more crunchy and I'm going to end that up here at the graveyard, then I will pick it back up. This here's the graveyard for that church, Mount Olive. Well, I thank everybody for watching.